Seek Sustainable Japan. I'm JJ Walsh in Hiroshima, joined by the wonderful Andrea Carlson in Aichi. Thanks so much for joining, Andrea.
Oh, well, thank you for having me and thank you for this really wonderful opportunity.
Well,
Very
it's great to have you. I talked with Lauren and Marcus 2 weeks ago, last month. It's hard to keep track about the Minka Preservation Society, all the great work you're doing. It's wonderful to catch up again with you. The last time you were on the show, we were talking about your wonderful organization, Kominka Collective,
mm,
taking apart, preserving traditional houses by taking them apart, moving them, and rebuilding them, which is another wonderful part of Minka preservation and retaining these beautiful structures.
yeah.
Since we talked 2 years ago, Andrea, any big projects or exciting things happening with Minka Collective? Must have been something.
Actually, yeah, quite a lot going on. And also, if I might just mention that we only take down houses or kominka or temples or any structure that's going to be destroyed if they're going to be demolished. If they're not, if there's any possibility that they're going to be kept where, that someone can live in the structure or renovate it where it is, then of course that's the best situation. But when a structure is going to be destroyed, then we're keen to do whatever we can to try to save it. And so big projects we have, I think, now 3 projects in Oregon, in a very rural corner, beautiful but very rural corner of Oregon. Also a project, a meditative retreat center in Jamaica, which is I'm very, very excited about. Chris Orstrom, just an absolutely amazing person who's long been involved in the preservation of built cultural heritage. He was, I believe, the chairman of the World Monuments Fund some years ago and is still very active in that organization. His nonprofit is the organization that's making this happen in Jamaica, and then some structures going to a kominka and I think a bell tower and a temple gate and a small shrine are possibly going to a Japanese garden in North America. And various other things are really, really lovely. We have some wonderful partners. Kominka North America are good friends and now partners, Billy Dillon and Adam Miller, just took down together with us here in Aichi a beautiful kura storehouse, just absolutely enormous. And its days were numbered. It was going to be torn down and it was also going to fall down, one or the other. Just beautiful, beautiful joinery. And that's gone to Massachusetts and is going to be a workshop for timber framing companies. So a really lovely next life for that building.
That's wonderful to hear. Wow, so many exciting projects. I'm showing many of the beautiful projects from your website, Kominka Collective slideshow on the screen right now. If anybody is listening, you can follow the link to Kominka Collective and see it for yourself. Just amazing projects. When I guide people around Japan, they are always just blown away by how beautiful and how special Japanese traditional houses are built. And that's such a key part of Japanese culture and history. Do you think that's why you're so passionate about what you're doing with Minka Preservation Society as well?
I think so. And I think, Takishita-san, Yoshihiro Takishita, who we all, of course, admire and just have, so much gratitude and respect for. The short documentary, I think many people have, of course, already seen it. I think we can see it on the New York Times video page. There's one point where he's talking about the first time that he spent time in one particular kominka. You may remember this point in the video, and his eyes just light up. And I think that really speaks to many people that you cannot go into these beautiful old buildings and see the incredible joinery, and the craftspersonship that went into building these structures and not just fall in love with them. It's just not possible. wonderful. And then, on top of that, that Japanese building arts were listed, I think, by UNESCO in 2019 or 20 as an intangible cultural heritage, and yet they're being torn down, and along with that, of course, all of the family history and what's happening, in terms of rural communities and everything. I think it just speaks to so many people. It's really hard not to, not to really feel something.
For
Mm,
sure. And as part of the Minka events, you've had people like Asby Brown and
yeah,
Alex Kerr as keynote speakers to talk about their insights, but also deep love of these traditional buildings, but not only keeping them in the past, but of course, bringing them to relevance in the modern age, adding insulation, adding modern toilets.
right.
I'm sure that's something you do a lot at Kominka Collective as well, right? Making them relevant to where you're moving them.
Right. We put in insulation. I think going forward, we would like to do more and more, use more and more reclaimed materials, of course. We use a lot, but even more would be good. Using various kinds of natural insulation, earthen materials would be great. But yeah, we do. As you were just mentioning, they tend to be dark, they tend to be cold, and also, they need to meet building codes. So that's always something that's really at the, sort of foremost in our minds when we rebuild a structure, is that it needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to meet building codes.
I've noticed that in changes for sure. After like earthquake standards, or people worried after the Noto Peninsula earthquake, a lot of old houses did come down, but then people were saying, well, those should have had support beams, or some repair work was neglected. But that image is that old houses are not safe. Old houses are not good because of that. But it's the actuality is quite, as long as you're keeping it up and keeping it renovated and keep looking at the beams and making sure you
Yes,
have contractors making sure it's safe, they're perfectly safe to live in and wonderful. I
right.
remember our builder who was renovating our house said, "You're really lucky. You have a traditional house
Yeah.
because it moves. If there's an earthquake, it doesn't break." And I thought that was such a wonderful example.
Yes, yes. And I think an issue perhaps is that, for people perhaps in rural areas and people that are elderly, the expense and the work of making sure that the wood is still in good condition, or doing some replacing when and where needed, and that kind of maintenance that you were just speaking of, I think that can maybe be somewhat out of reach for people. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was one of the things a lot of elderly residents were saying. We knew we should have done upkeep, but we thought we're moving out before too long, right?
Right.
Now, let's talk about the exciting upcoming event for the Minka Preservation Society. It's on the 19th of April. You can buy tickets now. And tell us about this event coming up in Keihoku.
Okay, well, anyone who hears this, please come and join us. We will welcome you very, very warmly. If you don't buy a ticket, that's absolutely fine. Just You can buy a ticket at the door. It's 500 yen more, but the tickets are not terribly expensive to begin with. I think for adults they're 2,000 yen, and then for elementary school age children, they're free. So please bring your children if you think they might be interested. And for school age or secondary school, and then adults over 65, I think it's 1,000 yen. So we've tried to make this. It is just a small, cozy, one-day event. So we've tried to keep the ticket prices, quite reasonable. But do feel free to come on the day. That's absolutely fine. Um, and as you just mentioned, it is in Keihoku, which, if you have a car, it's probably about maybe 80 minutes or maybe a bit less from Kyoto. maybe about the same from Osaka Kobe. I'm not sure, maybe a bit more. But there's a bus that will leave from Kyoto Station. And if you catch the 8 o'clock bus in the morning, I know that's a bit early, but that will have you at Shuzan Station. And all of this is on the website at 9:26. And if you just let us know that you're coming, there will be a minivan, a microbus there from the venue to meet you. And then going back again. So, if transportation is an issue, there is a way to get there. And at the end of the day, as I was just saying, going back again to Kyoto Station, the microbus will take you back to Shuzan Station, and then you can catch the bus. I think it's 1,080 yen each way. So it's not inaccessible. It's a beautiful out of the way area, certainly, but it's very possible to get there.
It sounds amazing. And of course, you want to have an early start if it's just a 1 day event. You want to make the most of it. It's not only the sessions, you have workshops, the amazing marketplace where you'll see a lot of traditional crafts and learn about more of the services connected to Minka preservation
Right.
and rural living. There's always great vendors there to check out as well.
Yes, if it's all right, if I maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yes, please.
We're
Yeah.
still adding vendors, and we're still very happy if someone has an organization, whether it's for-profit or nonprofit, related to the preservation of built cultural heritage in some way. Please come and bring a poster, bring your leaflets, bring your tablet so you can show us. We'd be delighted to make a space for you. And I think so far we have, among people that are involved in the preservation of architectural heritage, Kominka, and other buildings, we have Planet Dow coming, and they're doing very innovative things in terms of their approach to saving these beautiful old structures. And then also the Japan Kominka Association, very big association. I'm a member of that, and just think very highly of the work that they do. I can't remember. I'm ashamed to say I don't remember how many chapters they have across Japan, but many, many, many. And most members are people who are carpenters, temple builders, maybe family-owned small construction companies. So it's I think a very wonderful organization. And Inoue-san, who is the director, also is just a really think outside the box kind of person. So he's doing some really, really interesting, exciting things. They will be there, and we'll be very happy to tell you. They'll have a booth and be very delighted to tell you about their work. And also people that would like to have a go with making chopsticks. They'll have a chopstick making session going on. I think basically throughout the day. And then let me just think, who else is coming? I'm looking at my notes. Well, I don't seem to have written that part down. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Also, yeah, our organization, I forgot about us. Kominka Collective and our dear friends, Toda Komten, who's also a small family-owned company. And our new friends, Kominka North America, will have a booth and some posters and things to let you know what we're doing. And we're hoping, I'm not sure if they're coming, but I really hope they will. Our first and most wonderful corporate sponsor, Heritage Homes, Nils Wetterland, has been very, very generous as he is in supporting the Minka Preservation Society, because we're new and just getting going. So I do hope that they come and talk about the wonderful work that they're doing. But the more the merrier. If anyone is doing anything of interest, please come along, and we'll gladly prepare a table for you. Um, Also, if I may, in the marketplace, this is all under the sort of the umbrella of what we call the marketplace. We also have looking at my notes here again. We have Naoko Kamimura Omae, who's really, as I'm sure you know, a really wonderful, incredible artisan. She lives in Myanmar and does indigo dyeing. Her organization is called OW Indigo. So she'll be there with her beautiful, beautiful pieces that people can sell. And I think I'm going to be first in line for that. And then also,
See me wearing my indigo dye here. I love indigo. What a wonderful thing to keep going as long as possible in Japan.
absolutely, absolutely. And her work is just exquisite, as you know, and she's just such a wonderful person also. And then Murayama Moko, Murayama-san won't be there. He's really, really a busy person. But as you may know, he is just makes he's maybe one of the most renowned kumiko makers, and he has a workshop just down the road from the venue. So although he can't be there, he's going to let us have a booth displaying and selling his kumiko work. And I just remembered that one of his interns, who's a very dear friend of ours, Carlo Hench, a young man, made these. He spent a couple weeks at Murayama Moko's workshop, and I think he even designed some of the. I think he made some of the designs of these. I forget what they're called, the things that you put glasses on or whatever. But I think they're just too beautiful to put glasses on. So we have them sort of sitting on the wall. But anyway, these are very, very simple examples, but you can see how beautiful the work is. And
Posters.
Diamond Brewery will also be
Yeah.
there. Not selling glasses of sake, sadly, but selling bottles of sake. So, and we welcome anyone else that might like to come along and have a booth. We're very happy to welcome anyone that would like to come. The only thing that we can't have, and I think I mentioned this before to you perhaps, is that the venue won't allow us to sell cooked food. So we can't sell onigiri or cookies or anything like that. But anything else, people are very welcome to come and sell or demonstrate, display, and so on. So
Wow,
that's
sounds
happening. And then,
great. Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't make it this time. But let's talk a little bit about your speakers. Um, we
Yes.
will be running sessions.
Yeah.
Let me show the website here. You
Thank
can
you.
tell us a little bit more about these amazing speakers who will be doing sessions. So you have session one, Japanese timber framing versus Western timber framing.
Right. That's session 1 and 2, actually, but they won't be exactly the same. If you go to the website, you can see that the nuances are somewhat different. And these are being led by an absolutely outstanding, I mean, just he's really incredible master carpenter, Ryosei Kaneko. Many people will know his name. And Kaneko-san worked for many, many years, I think more than 20 years in the United States. And a friend who is also a master carpenter, a Japanese master carpenter in the US, long before I met Kaneko-san, told me that he's by far one of the very, very top master carpenters in the US and also in Japan. Just really, really incredible skills. So he's going to lead 3 sessions throughout the day, one from I think 10:30 to 12, and then 1 to 1:30. Oh no, sorry, 1 to 2:30, and then 3 to 4:30. So everyone's welcome to come and join those. And then along the way that we have it set up is that there's 2 parallel sessions. So during the day, there's Ryosei Kaneko's woodworking, Japanese carpentry sessions. And then alongside those, in another room, then we have 3 different speaking sessions. Well, we have 2 speaking sessions. We have 1 panel discussion, which is going to be, the participants are going to be, there you can see, if you go up a little bit, there's Kaneko-san there on the left, and on the right is one of the lovely buildings, one of the lovely structures that he built. Um, uh, so alongside, parallel to Kaneko-san's demonstrations and workshops, there's going to be two speaking sessions. The first one in the morning from 10:30 is going to be three organizations, Japan MINKA Association, and the Timber Framers Guild of North America, but actually members are worldwide, but it's based in North America. And members of the Timber Framers Guild are going on a tour. We're collaborating now for the third time with them through our nonprofit Kominka Collective on a tour, and then the tour will sort of the one stop on the tour will be the event on the 19th. So some representatives of the Timber Framers Guild and Japan MINKA Association, and also our Minka Preservation Society, will have a friendly kind of panel discussion talking about different approaches to the preservation of built cultural heritage. And I'm very excited about this. I think it's a really great opportunity to have three groups that are doing, with very much the same kinds of missions, but located one in North America and then two here in Japan, and the different approaches that they're taking and what can we learn from one another. And so that will be, a very relaxed, friendly talk, but I think probably hopefully quite inspiring and interesting. And then after that, Tsurutani-san, Mitsuo Tsurutani, one of my favorite people in the world, from the Japan MINKA Association, is going to give an explanation. He's going to give a talk about the new law that's coming into effect in April, in terms of how that law, which is requiring, especially with older buildings like Kominka, that if major work is going to be done on them, that it does bring the building up to building codes. And what does that mean for people who would like to purchase acquire or purchase a Kominka, or who have one, or people who are carpenters or own, small construction companies? What does this mean for all of us? So he knows in detail about the situation, and apparently it's a very confusing, sort of complicated law. So I think we're fortunate to be able to hear from him and from some other people as well that will be with him who are very expert about this. Then at the end of the day, from 2:30 until 4, and we're not sure if we're going to, if this session will be in a room or maybe it might be outside. Emily Kaneko Reynolds, who again is someone that we all just have incredible respect and admiration for, will talk about earthen wall systems, and probably maybe do a little bit of demonstrating as well. So I think that will also be very, very interesting. We're really lucky. If you go on the website, you can, if you don't know about Emily's son, if you go on the website, we have some bit of an introduction about her. She's just absolutely amazing. In addition to having young twin daughters, babies, she's also just finished her PhD in earthen structures, I believe. I could have that wrong. And she's written 2 books, and she works for a 4th generation Sakan company outside of Kyoto, I believe. So she's a force of nature, and we're very, very lucky that she and also her husband, Ryosei, will be there. Also, I must not neglect to mention that one of my very favorite people also, Haruo Nishio-san, who many people will know as, I think, Japanese thatching guy. I don't have his photo there. It is there, actually. If you go up to where there's the sort of a bunch of photos going across, you can see there he is. He's 1, 2, 3 from the right, the very handsome man there with something on his head. Nishio-san, yeah, maybe some people follow, or maybe many people follow Nishio-san on his Instagram account, Japanese thatching guy, and he's just really, I'm never cease to be amazed by him, not only regarding his knowledge and skill as a thatcher, but also the work that he does in terms of preservation is absolutely, absolutely amazing, just out of this world. So we're very, very lucky that he will be there as well, probably next to the Japan MINKA Association, who will be talking about their organization, but also making chopsticks, or people can make chopsticks, but he will also have a thatching experience that people can participate in. So yeah, we're feeling very, very grateful that he will be there as well.
Yeah, it all sounds wonderful. You have a lot going on as usual, many spinning plates in the air at the same time.
Right.
Um, and it's always a wonderful atmosphere too, to just be around and walk around and talk to people
Yeah.
and get new ideas, but also just meet people. It's a wonderful community.
Yeah.
What did Alex Kerr call it?
Oh,
A
yeah.
gathering like Woodstock?
Woodstock, Woodstock of something. Woodstock of, I think, yeah, something related to Woodstock. And it,
Yeah, like a Woodstock of Japan. So you'll find a lot of kindred spirits.
yeah,
Anyone who loves traditional Japanese houses, but also who's interested in
right.
rural living,
Yeah.
who's interested in any kind of traditional trade,
Mm,
artisans. There's so much really to draw on.
yeah.
Sustainable living, simple living, right? As well.
Yes, yes. And I think on the website it says that the deadline has passed. But if anybody would like to join us for a barbecue afterwards, please get in touch or go ahead and register for it on the PTIX page. The deadline is passed, but we can still squeeze people in. And I think that will also be a really nice, at the end of the day, to relax, have a warm or cold beverage, and enjoy some nice barbecued food, and have a chance to talk to people from a range of different places. I mean, the Timber Frame Guild members this time come from Canada and the US, across Canada. And also, I think two members are one person originally from the UK, and the other person from the UK and still living in the UK. So it's not a very big group that's coming. I think a total of maybe 16 people, but it'll be fun to talk with them and hear about all of the interesting things that they do, not only in North America, but in other countries as well, in terms of what they call community builds, where they go to a certain community that maybe needs a playground, some kind of a structure for a school playground, or some kind of a public space, and people come from all over timber frame. The members of the Timber Framers Guild gather and make really beautiful timber frame structures. So I think that there's a lot that we can learn in Japan from the Timber Framers Guild about some of the different activities that they do. They do much more. They have educational opportunities and all kinds of things. So it'll be interesting and fun to talk to them. I think that Alex Kerr is coming, and I really hope so, because what's a Kominka event without the absolutely incredible Alex Kerr? So I hope that he'll be there. I think another one of our advisors, we're very fortunate to have an amazing advisory council. Asby Brown can't make it this time, but I hope that one of our next events he'll be able to join us. And if I can maybe just mention, just in the past couple of days, we've had a few more people join our advisory council. So now we have Niels Wetterland as well as one of our advisors, and also Haruo Nishio-san has agreed to be an advisor. So very, very, very excited about that. And then also Yoshinobu Toda, who comes from a long line of traditional carpenters. He himself is an architect, but initially trained as a carpenter. So now we just need to start. We need to invite some women. We have a good balance of Japanese and non-Japanese, a very diverse male group, but we need to find some women or people who identify as gender diverse to join the advisory council.
Yeah, it's nice to have different points of view and people who see these issues and problems and successes from different angles. It adds more strength to all the discussions, too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So the tickets are in Piatix, and I put them below as well in the links. Now let's mention the Minka Con
Yes. Thank
that you are planning in Aichi from November 7th to 9th. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. So I think probably what we're going to do, because the 7th is a Friday and it's difficult for people to, come to a whole day event on a Friday. So we may have some activities in the morning, but things will really get going in the afternoon and then sort of full force in the evening for people that can come on the Friday. And then, of course, all day on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll just have a variety of different kinds of activities and events and information, everything from a sustainable forestry walk to Kominka tours. And I think this time we may try to sort of expand the Kominka tours so that it's not only a matter of stopping at a Kominka, but at various Kominka, whether they're residences or maybe they're a Kominka that is now a small art gallery or being used, for another use, that will also be able to go in and
Oh no, we've lost Andrea. We hope she'll rejoin soon. She was talking about the MinkaCon conference, November 7th to 9th, which is going to be held in Aichi. Beautiful area. And last time I went to the Minka event there in Aichi, we also got to see Toda House, which was really fantastic, and meet Toda, who she was mentioning earlier, who is now one of the advisors. I think we may have lost Andrea. I hope she can rejoin soon. Anybody have a question or comment you want to add now? Let me know if you need any more links so far from what we've talked about. All right. I'll keep an eye out for Andrea coming back. Share the event. So it sounds like if you can get to Kyoto on the 19th, Saturday, and get that 8 a.m. bus to Kyoto, and it's a direct bus to Shuzan bus stop, and then they'll pick you up in a shuttle bus. So a lot easier, even if you don't have your own car. So that's a nice service that they're offering. Can you see the screen okay? Yeah, I don't know. Andrea might have had technical difficulties. So we might have to end it here, but I think we got most of the important information. I'll show you on the 19th. The event is in this area just above Kyoto. You can see it on the map there. And then the Minka Con, the big 3-day event in November 7th, 8th, and 9th will be in Aichi. So definitely mark your calendars for that. And hopefully, closer to the time, we'll be able to have Andrea or somebody else from the Minka Preservation Society on talking about what's coming up for the MinkaCon a bit more in detail. All right, I'm going to sign off because we have lost our guest. Too bad. I hope everyone got some good information out of that. That hasn't happened in a while. I don't usually lose people, but I appreciate you guys joining, and hopefully you got all the information you need. As always, write your questions and comments below, and we will make sure to get you the information you need.